everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Front. As always, you can check out the website at leadtheteam.net for free sales training, for motivational content, and for leadership tips. And if you would, cruise on over to leadtheteam.tv, subscribe to the YouTube channel there, make sure and hit the bell notification icon because I do new episodes of The Front every Wednesday and Sunday, and I would love to have you join in. Now, if you're interested in the audio podcast, you can subscribe to those on just about every podcast platform out there. Google Play, iHeartRadio, iTunes, you name it. Just type in The Front and Mike Phillips and it should come right up. Now, whether you're watching this episode or if you're tuned in and listening to it, please make sure you participate in the comments down below. Share your thoughts and share your opinions. Ask questions because often that leads to a really excellent future show. So today, I'm talking about staying positive when the going gets tough. Right now on The Front.
Thanks for tuning in to Lead the Teams, The Front.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mike Phillips and I will be your host. This is The Front, and today I'm talking about staying positive when the going gets tough, because I know that sometimes that can be a difficult thing to do. It can be tough. So right now we have the Winter Olympics going on, and I love these displays of athleticism, the competition and the things that come out of the Olympics. When you're watching some of the stories of some of these athletes, it's just phenomenal. I also had the opportunity this weekend to attend the 2018 Colorado Open, which is a boys and young men's gymnastics competition hosted at the Olympic Training Center. See, one of my sons competes in gymnastics. And that sport is so tough physically, but also mentally to keep people on track. And so as I was watching it this weekend, I'm sitting here live right on the floor where the competition is going on. And it's just phenomenal, the demonstration of discipline and consistency and leadership and motivation and the passion that these people have for their sport is just really phenomenal. And so watching what they're able to accomplish because of what the mind and the body can do together is just absolutely unreal. So that's my inspiration for today. Now, as I watched this competition, one of the things that crossed my mind is no matter what obstacle these young men encounter, for example, if somebody falls or they misstep, they will stop. They'll take a deep breath, refocus, and then they go after it to complete the routine in the event that they're on. See, it never crosses their mind to quit because they're so conditioned to this point. They've got their mind conditioned, they've got their body conditioned, and this is the opportunity. This is that one chance to take and go. See, many of these athletes, they've trained for years, right? Some of them months leading up to a competition, trying a single routine for hours each day, so that when they get to a competition at this level, there's about 2 minutes per event, right? So all of the events adds up to 10 minutes maybe of total competition. But they've spent so much time training up to this point that they're so ready to compete. And to have that kind of fire and that kind of passion leading up to something that you'll train for hours a day, for weeks on end, right? Many for years if they're headed to like an Olympic or a collegiate level, to have your 2 minutes in the limelight for each event, to have your 10 minutes total, to have everybody watching you. And there were hundreds of people at this event. It's just, to me, that is really amazing. See, and you can see the determination on these athletes' faces. When they step up, they are so focused and ready to go that this is their chance. And when there is a misstep, because it does happen, there's so much anxiety and frustration. They have to quickly reset and focus in on themselves. They have themselves trained, and they have so much passion and clarity that this is what they want to do, that they get right back on track and just go for it. Right, with it, it's trained and ingrained in them so deeply that there's really no time to stop and think. It's stop and reset and then continue. And that's one of the things that I think is excellent about being a positive person or a positive leader. People that are positive and that can keep going when things don't go exactly their way are ones that will see the most success. They're the ones that time and time again, when you can see the light in a adverse or a negative situation, it's not naive. It's necessary. It is necessary for leaders to be able to see the positive, to be able to coach people through it. At a high level in both athletics and in business, the learning happens before you're in the thick of the competition. And when it comes to being positive, you see, being positive is a necessary trait, especially when it comes to leadership. I've heard people say, well, that's naive to stay positive in a negative situation. It's not being naive, it's being necessary because other people are watching you for your outcomes. Other people are your haters, your cheerleaders, the other people that are tuned in and watching what you are doing are watching your reaction on your outcome. That means if you're chalking your outcome up to a win, and same thing, if you're chalking the outcome out to a loss, if you did not achieve something, everybody is watching to see how you react. So staying positive is necessary. Here's one of the interesting things in athletics. The highest level of competitors, and I noticed this weekend, when there were gymnasts that were competing, even if somebody on the other team happened to take a misstep or a fail or a fall, the people on the other team were still offering words of encouragement. They were still being positive. They were still pumping them up because they knew what it took to get to that level. Are you doing the same thing in your business environment? Are you offering words of encouragement to the people that are up and coming? Are you offering words of encouragement to the competition sometimes that you're going against? You know, they're all good people. We know what it takes to get into the position that we're in. Every person is going to experience difficulty and adversity in their life. It's not if you're going to, it's when. And how are you going to deal with it when you get to that point? Are you going to behave like an elite level athlete? Are you going to stop, take a deep breath, refocus, and then continue to persevere on through? Because that's what you should be doing. And then at the end of the competition, at the end of each day in business, what have you learned? Are you staying teachable? What were your takeaways? What can you then offer the next day? What can you improve upon for yourself? And what can you offer to somebody else? Those are things that will allow you to stay positive, even in adverse situations. When things get going tough, what is going to lead you to staying the most positive is your training before you got there. So that's my whole message today on the front. How are you training yourself so that you can stay positive when the going gets tough? Because it's going to happen. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you've gotten something out of this episode, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it on your social media. If you're watching it on YouTube, like I said, hit that little bell icon so that it'll notify you when the next one's coming up. And until we speak next, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.